Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. I hope everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. It's me, Juju, coming in for another exciting, uplifting, enlightening discussion here on Let's Talk. So come on in, guys. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. And let's get ready to talk. Let's talk about some things. As you come in, would you do me a favor, as usual? Would you like and share this video? Tag a couple of your friends and let them know that Juju is on and that we are having a discussion about lupus tonight. So just come on in and make yourself comfortable. We're going to get started at 7 o'clock p.m. So I just want to make sure I get the room all ready for you guys. So that's why I come in a little early to make sure everybody can come in and be comfortable and ready for an enlightening discussion. So how has everyone's day been? Have you all had a good day? Did you all go out to worship this morning? I hope you did, and I hope you had a fabulous time praising God. I hope you thanked Him for every good and perfect gift in your life, realizing that He is the giver of all good and perfect gifts. So I hope you all had a fabulous time. I hope you prayed for yourself and for one another and prayed for this nation and the heart of man, because we all need as much prayer as we can get. Are you looking forward to this week? Anybody got any big plans for the week other than just going to work? That's Juju. I'm just going to work. Nothing else exciting going on this week. I did have an opportunity on yesterday to go out and spend a little time with some friends at the softball park, watching Sky and her teammates play softball. Sky is the daughter of Starlet and Ja'Cory Calloway. And Sky is 8 years old, and she made the All-Star team this year, so they had their first games on yesterday at the ballpark softball complex down in Auburn. So it was a little chilly out there, especially for June 1st in Alabama. The wind was blowing. It was a little rainy or a little cool, but I had a good time still and enjoyed myself. Hello, Miss Sharonda Anthony. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining Let's Talk. Have you had a fabulous day, Miss Sharonda Anthony? Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to have a discussion tonight about lupus, so it promises to be enlightening and uplifting tonight. So, but anyway, like I was saying, I went out to the softball games yesterday. Had a good time, but it was chilly out there. So, but they are saying that the next week we'll make up for that cold spell. We'll have a lot of heat. So, I guess I should have enjoyed the little chill that was in the air. Hello, Mr. Ronald French Fry Hodge. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me on Let's Talk. Thank you for joining me on Let's Talk. Hi, guys. When you come in, will you do me a big favor? Will you like and share the video? Like and share the video. And then that way we can get some friends in there. Hello, Mr. Jim Snipes and Mr. Corey Wilson. How are you guys doing? Thank you all for joining Let's Talk tonight. It's good to see everybody out tonight. We're going to get started in just a few moments. Um, so if you would please do me a favor, guys, when you come in, would you do a big old favor? Would you like and share the video and invite some of your friends to come in and join us for this enlightening and uplifting discussion about a disease that impacts um, the black community at a much higher rate than it does our Caucasian counterparts. Hello, Mr. Andrew Page. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Let's talk. Um, how are you doing today? Corey, I'm doing pretty good. Facebook is acting up. Miss Sharonda, what is it? What is it doing? What is it doing? We don't need no trouble. We don't need any trouble. You know how the enemy gets though. When there are things he doesn't want to be shared, then he'll go ahead and try to throw some salt in the game. But we worried about the enemy. We just gonna do what we came to do. Hello, Mr. Jackson, my brother. How are you doing? How are you doing this evening? Are you okay this evening, Mr. Jackson?
Hey, yes, I am. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mr. Jackson. I am doing just fabulous.
Wonderful.
Had a good day at church. How about yourself?
We did. We had a guest minister, but he was very good. But the choir just, we got this woman that is our worship leader. She's not the minister of music, but she's the worship
Mhm.
leader. And that sister really, she touches my whole soul.
She brings down the house.
Well, I don't even want to say she brings down the house, but sister can
Oh,
sing and her voice is
okay.
gorgeous. And she just really makes love to the Lord. And I love that for us because she removes herself and
Uh-huh.
just
Let
let him.
Lord use her. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
about her, it's about God. And
right.
that is how it is supposed to be. Um, that is how it's supposed to be. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. We had a good day too, a good worship, of course. Pastor Summers, as always, brings an awesome message. So we had an awesome message, and it was about Jesus being our refuge and our strength and our present help, our ever-present help. So it was just what the doctor ordered for me today. So
Absolutely.
yes,
Ogie.
yes. Look at you, okay, this. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And
Julia, can you see my post?
welcome aboard. Yes, I can see your
Okay, very.
post.
Okay.
Yes, I can. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started today. And I am really hoping that our special guest will make it in. She did tell me she had to go take her brother to the airport unexpectedly. But hopefully, even if she's driving back, she can get on. And and because I want you all to hear her lupus story. She is definitely a lupus warrior. But anyway, welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk. I am your host, Juju, and we are coming to you live tonight from my living room. Each week here on Let's Talk, we will discuss current events and their impact on the Black community. We will also highlight Black owned businesses, local entrepreneurs, local artisans, local nonprofits, and upcoming events that will give small businesses an opportunity to showcase their product. Let's Talk is created to be a positive, uplifting, and informative discussion. All constructive opinions are welcomed as we must learn to listen to and consider the opinions of others, even if we don't necessarily agree with them. This isn't a place to tear down anyone, but to uplift and enlighten. So, if your comments are not coming from a place of love, and if they are not intended to uplift and enlighten, we kindly ask that you find another place for which to share them. Please note that any opinions that I give are just that, my opinions. And this is not intended to be a news show, but we will try our best to steer clear of gossip and things that are knowingly untrue. It is my sincere hope that everyone finds this a safe place to express your feelings. About your host, I am simply a sinner, but thank God I'm saved by grace. Every good and perfect part of me comes from God. Therefore, I praise Him every opportunity that I am given. My motto is that I am walking by faith, inspiring hope, and showing love all along the way. Let's Talk is produced by my dear brother and great friend, Mr. Jerry Jackson. He always has my back, y'all. And all that being said, let's talk. Tonight's show is focuses on lupus awareness. But before we get started, thank you, Sharonda. Sharonda said I look amazing. You see all my beautiful, my beautiful bling, Sharonda. But anyway, before we get started, I want to take a few minutes, Mr. Jackson and I, and talk about an upcoming event, and that is the third annual Juneteenth celebration, which will be hosted by St. Luke AME Church here in Opelika, Alabama. And as we know that the celebration will take place on June the 15th, and it will be held from 11 o'clock a.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. And the event will be held on the campus of the historic St. Luke AME Church, 1308 Auburn Street, here in Opelika, Alabama. It is designed to be a cultural experience for the entire family. So we're inviting everyone to come out. You can shop local vendors, you can eat you some good food, and you can enjoy some great entertainment. Food, fun, and fellowship. What else could you ask for? Mr. Jackson, you got any comments about our Juneteenth celebration?
Absolutely. I am super excited about some of the vendors that we have already signed up. And of course, I want to do diligence. I want to give them due diligence. But vendors, if you're out there listening, make sure that you start celebrating yourselves and marketing yourself, telling people to come and support you. So let me just give you a few of our vendors, if you will allow me so. We've got my classmate. I call her Mary Jane, but she's Mary Bird Harris. She's going to be doing art on canvas and paper. She is a retired medical professional that has just blossomed in paint on canvas and paper. She does a great job. And of course, we will have Hold Up the Light, the Huddle nonprofit organization will be there to provide information about Huddle. Then we will have Michelle's All Purpose Seasoning, which will be selling seasonings and sauces. I'm excited about that because I don't cook, but I like to have all the seasonings and sauces available when my sister comes to visit, so she will have what she needs. And of course, we got that phenomenal T-shirt designer, MD Designs, Maria Menifee Davis. And she'll be having a myriad of t-shirts, tumblers, car coasters, paint kits, and as I said, a lot of stuff. Come out and support. Then we've got Sisterly Essentials, t-shirts, candles, and jewelry. Then we're going to have Beiji's inspirational bags and gifts, bags, keychains, and Mary Kay products. Wonderful. Then my cousin Trina Grady from here in Atlanta will be bringing her business Amaka. She will have Juneteenth T-shirts, hats, and all fraternity and sorority paraphernalia. So come on out. She's got some gorgeous apparel for you. And then we're going to have the Avon Queen. Of course, Avon Queen will be selling wonderful Avon products. And then none other than Duchess, Joyce's Jewelry, handcrafted, beautiful jewelry. And then Josie Mae's Designs. I'm excited to have all of those vendors, and there is room for more. We're looking for more. Some of you have said you were coming. We just haven't received your um, application. Remember, the deadline to register is June 8th. So don't forget to get your application in. We're still looking for more vendors, but look at the food people. Look at food. We're going to have Philly Connection, cheese steaks, chicken steaks, veggie sandwiches. Wow. Food is right down my alley. Then we've
Yeah.
got VB sweet treats, cotton candy, funnel cakes, fried Oreos, freeze dried candy, and popcorn. See, this is not fair. It's too late in the evening to be talking about all this good stuff, but the 15th is coming. And then, of course, we've got back by popular demand, come through chicken salad. Wonderful. All different types of flavors, rolls, anything you need in the form of chicken salad, we're looking for you to come and support Come Through Chick. Then we've got hot fish sandwiches, catfish and whiting fish sandwiches that will be available. And of course, the drink of the Juneteenth period, is strawberry soda. And we will have local entertainment. We're so excited about these people coming. Ferguson Chapel CME Church Choir will be joining us. Pamela Harris from Mount Vernon will be joining us. Super excited. She can sing. Laura Ligon, my friend, and is a minister, her and her husband. She'll be joining us. Antioch Baptist Church Male Choir. And Adrielle Vincent, the wonderful flautist, she can do yoga, she can play the flute. The girl is multi-talented. So we're really excited to have her. And then we're going to have the Princess of Praise. This is Princess of Praise. Jordan Ashford will be doing praise dance. And then Latanya Madden will be doing spoken word and God's blessings. Rachel Field and her group will be there. So we're excited about the entertainment. Here again, we're ready and able and willing for you to bring more people to be our entertainment. Then we'll have children's play area with combo bouncy play area, face painting, and various other games. Vendor spots, entertainment spots, and sponsorships are still available, as I've said before. And please, you can always reach out to Julia Thomas, Ardeen, Duchess
Juju.
Thomas, yeah, Juju, Althea Thomas, or Jerry Jackson for more information. So, with all of that, and without further ado, we're going to go ahead and switch it back over to my phenomenal host. And we're going to start talking about lupus awareness. And we're just hoping that our special guest can get here and appear and can really educate us on lupus, because this is a major area in the Black community that has been one of the areas that we've been fighting for a while, and we don't know that much about it.
Right.
So being able to have a warrior to come in and talk about it and talk about her journey is going to be important. So turn it over to you, Juju.
Okay, guys. Hello. I see some other people have joined us. Beverly Christian, Althea Thomas. Thank you guys for coming in. and joining us tonight. Jonina, if you are out there, I don't see you. You haven't popped up on my screen yet. So I saw Rhonda on my list of people. So Rhonda, if you can hit up Jonina, if she's still in the car driving, well, we don't want to be on Facebook driving and all this. But you know, her husband can drive while she talks. But anyway, uh so we want to talk about lupus. And like Mr. Jackson said, it is a disease that impacts our young Black women, most women of childbearing age between the ages of 15 and 44. And it affects women of color at a much higher rate. Hello, Miss Jonina. There she is. There she is. Let me see if I can get her in here. Do I see Jonina? Jonina, hey. Um, if
So,
you
Julia, if you don't mind, may I just interrupt before I go off camera?
okay.
Um, I just wanted everyone to know that Jonina is sort of like our neighborhood child. We grew up, our families were very, very close, and um, when I tell you that all of Jonina and her siblings are just phenomenal individuals, when I tell you they persevered through some things, but to see how Jonina has fought this horrendous disease and living as close as I did to them and in our community, I had no idea that Jonina was suffering through this. But Jonina, I want to tell God, thank you for allowing you to persevere so that you can help us to spread the word and to help us to know what to do. So I'm so thankful for you and thank you for accepting this opportunity to come to us and be transparent and be authentic because you didn't have to do it.
No, you
So we
and
love you.
let me answer Jonina's question, Jerry.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. If you could log off your computer and log in through the phone, it won't allow you to join. It won't allow me to bring you on screen unless you're on the phone. It won't do it if you're on the computer. But go ahead, Jerry, and let us give Jonina an opportunity to log off a computer and log onto her phone, and then
Okay.
we can have this discussion.
Absolutely. And you know, all Jonina is very intelligent, and thanks be to God that she had wonderful parents that were persistent in
Mhm,
helping her to get the proper diagnosis. Because
mhm.
if you don't know about lupus, lupus does not show up as lupus. It comes in the forms of all many different
Yeah,
issues and concerns,
yeah.
and that's probably the last test that you get
Mhm.
before they diagnose you
And
with that.
Mr. Jackson, just while Jonina is coming in, lupus is an autoimmune disease, and it occurs when your body's immune system attacks its tissues and organs, and the inflammation that lupus causes can affect many different body systems, including your joints, your skin, your kidneys, your blood cells, your brain. And there's Jonina. I'm going to bring her in, Mr. Jackson, and I'll bring you back
Sure,
momentarily, okay?
sure.
Hello, Rhonda. I see you out there, Rhonda. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me see. Okay. We are adding Miss Jonina, and I'm just so excited about to jump out my seat. Wait a minute. Let me try again. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Let me try you again. It's your name. Jonina, will it allow you to request to join? Because I don't know why it is. It says you declined me. Let's see. Okay, it says it's adding. And it says declined. Are you declining me, Jonina? I don't know why this computer does this crazy stuff to me. Because I know I want. I'm just so excited to have you with me. Let me see. Okay, so Jonina, did you log off of the computer altogether? Make sure you logged off the computer altogether, and it's just on the phone. Um, so maybe that is what's causing it to kick you back out because I see it says that you're watching, and it's asking me to bring you on screen. Hmm. But like Mr. Jackson was saying with lupus, um, it is called the great imitator because it does mimic so many other diseases. There's Jonina. Hey, baby, how you
Hey, how are you?
doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing great. It is so good to have you here with us tonight. I'm so excited, so excited. And just like Mr. Jackson says, we're family,
That's right.
basically.
That's
Family.
right.
My mother, your mother, Mr. Jackson's mother, all work together. We're all friends. And Jonina has been battling with lupus. She's a lupus warrior, and she does it with such grace. And so we want to just right now give her an opportunity just to tell us her lupus story. Tell us a little bit about lupus. So, Jonina, how long have you been a lupus warrior?
Since I've been 18.
You
Since
were
18.
18 years old. Okay, 18 years old. And so when you first started having symptoms, what were your first initial symptoms? What made you know something was wrong?
Um, it was in the summer of '98. Me and another young lady, Tamika Torbert, my classmate,
Mm-hmm.
playing basketball. Frank Brown Recreation Center in Auburn. And I was telling my mom, I said, Mom, I said, when I'm running up and down the court, I'm just so tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was always tired and I couldn't get in shape. That was, one of the first symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always sore. My joints were always sore, always tired. My hair began to fall out. Those were some of the symptoms that I saw. And I was very emotional, very emotional. My mom and dad didn't know what was going on with me. I didn't know what was going on at the time
Mm-hmm.
until I went to see some doctors. My
Mm-hmm. Okay.
uh, my my dermatologist, and of course, um, yeah, and my PPO.
Okay. And I remember this journey, and it wasn't just a quick,
No,
easy thing.
no,
Because I remember
no.
your
Let me.
mom talking to my mom, and the doctor's saying all this different stuff, and Miss Kendrick's like, and I told them, you saying this and you saying that, none of that is making me feel any better. Okay, I need to know what's going on with my baby.
Right,
So
right,
it
right.
wasn't an easy diagnosis. How long did it take you to be
So,
diagnosed?
so what happened is a dermatologist was the one who did a biopsy of my skin,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me, he said, these cells look like they're lupus cells. And a week later, I actually had, well, yeah, a week later, I had a stroke,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had another stroke the next day. And we were
Okay.
transferred from East Alabama to Emory in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And after those strokes, I had to go through occupational therapy,
Mm-hmm.
speech therapy, and I did a little bit of physical therapy. And again, that
Mm-hmm.
was I was 18 at the time.
Okay, okay. And so, yeah, and I remember when you were first having the symptoms, I remember your mom talked to my mom, and the doctors were saying they thought you had cancer, they
Right,
thought you had
right,
lymphoma, uh-huh.
right,
And then the oncologist is saying, no, it's not lymphoma, but we don't know what
right,
it is.
right. Yeah,
And yeah, and so they say that lupus is very hard to diagnose because it mimics so many other diseases.
that,
Uh,
that is correct. That is correct. And no two patients are the same. No two patients experience the same symptoms. That is
mhm,
correct.
mhm. And so, with your having a stroke, you have a severe case
Hmm.
of lupus, correct? Okay, because I know some people have just the skin portion, and some people have more where it attacks their
Yeah.
organs, and so you have the most severe case of lupus. So
Yes.
tell me, tell us about your journey. What is it like on a day-to-day basis?
Well, on a day-to-day basis, I feel okay. I feel normal. I will share this. The sun is not my friend. Not at
Okay,
all.
okay,
Sun,
okay.
not my friend. It's just amazing, how I can go out, be outside for all the 5 minutes, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like completely drained. Like I have to get into bed. My sister is a
Okay,
witness to this.
okay.
She's also seen it, and yeah, I'm very sensitive to the sun. Um, it it just all depends because the symptoms can just come up out of anywhere. I do know
Mm-hmm.
that stress is a
Mm-hmm.
contributor.
Okay.
Um, you want to make sure that you're, eating a healthy diet because what you eat every day definitely has an effect,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
medications that you take. Yeah.
Okay. So what does the treatment look like for lupus?
So for me personally, I take prednisone,
Mm-hmm.
every day,
Mm-hmm.
Plaquenil. Now, also as well, I am on a treatment where I receive um, the injections intravenously once a month.
Okay. Okay.
Sapinello is the name of it. So, and I have to travel to Birmingham to the what's the name of the hospital? To Brookwood. So that's where my
Mm-hmm.
rheumatologist is located.
Okay.
And another reason as well too with patients and why you have to wait so long is the number of rheumatologists is small. They're limited. So
Okay.
that's why
Okay.
you can't just go one day just out the blue and you think you're going to get an appointment the next day.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have to wait months at a time.
Okay. 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 So does the rheumatoid arthritis just go hand in hand with lupus?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes my joints just may be sore, just out the blue, just out the blue. But
Mhm.
like I was saying as well too, stress is definitely a major contributor as well too.
And so the stress will cause you to have a flare up.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see, Mr. Jackson. Do we have any questions or comments at this time?
Sorry,
Hold
John, this
on.
is
Let me
like
see.
again.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Mr.
Uh,
Jackson, did we have any questions or comments at this time?
well, I want to make sure I'm only seeing my comments. The last comment that I see is from Rhonda Gay saying hello. Um,
Hello,
and I've
Rhonda.
been posting
Okay.
many comments, but I don't see anyone else's comments.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so,
I saw hey Rhonda, thank you for joining us, and Rhonda and I were talking uh and about you and Althea. We were talking about y'all too, how y'all be hard headed and act like y'all think y'all don't know that you all are not just perfectly healthy sometimes. And y'all just want to do what you want to do, but we had that conversation that is I guess what we have to do, try to keep you all healthy as possible, and that support system.
so
That support system. How, Mr. Jackson, you had a question?
yes, I'm just curious, Jonina.
Mhm.
Julia brought up something that it was a woman's issue. So is lupus not an issue for everybody, or is it just particularly associated with females?
Yeah, particularly associated with black females, but yes, men can get lupus as well too. Men do get lupus, so yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
And Jerry, thank you so very much for those warm words that you shared at the very beginning. Thank you so very much. And again, thank you, and thank you, Juju, for having me onto the show.
Oh,
Well,
you are so welcome. Thank you for coming. And Mr. Jackson, yeah, 10% of lupus patients are men,
Hmm.
diagnosed lupus patients. And we think of this as a very rare disease, and I think it's because it's mostly diagnosed in women of color. It's probably
Hmm.
underdiagnosed.
Hmm.
Anything that is predominant in women of color is usually underdiagnosed,
Yeah.
but it's 16,000 new cases every year right here
Hmm.
in the United States. So
Hmm.
that is not a small, that is not a rare disease. One in 590 something Black women will be diagnosed with lupus. So it is a it is something that can be prevalent in the Black community. And
exactly.
And Julia, let me also add this as well too. I have I've been treated for the incorrect thing, or for
mm-hmm,
I'm sorry, the incorrect diagnosis,
right,
because I
right,
want to say back in 2018, 2019, maybe, I was being treated for cancer when I
uh-huh,
didn't have cancer.
right,
So, so again, it can definitely be misdiagnosed.
right,
Absolutely.
right.
And, I definitely encourage all the lupus patients to, get a doctor that you're comfortable with, get someone you can be honest with,
Mm-hmm,
and go get a second opinion. Go
right,
get a
right.
second, third opinion.
And
Right,
I
right, right.
wanted to,
And I remember your mom, and you have to have people to fight for you and
yeah.
advocate for you, because I just remember this so vividly,
Hmm.
because your mom was so upset. She would always come over here and talk to my mom, and I'm ear hustling.
Don't
So
I know that? Yes,
but
ma'am.
I just remember her, and the thing, how she was saying, the doctors are saying this, and then the other doctors saying that. And she said, and Margaret, I told them, I said, you telling me my baby has cancer, and you telling me that my baby doesn't have cancer, but you don't know what's going on with her. None of that is helping me.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thank you all for all of your help. But if you would please give me all of her medical records, and I'm gonna go and find find somebody who can diagnose her correctly. So,
Yes.
but she was advocating for you and fighting for you. And we have to remember that when it comes to our medical
Mhm.
treatment, we have to make sure that we are persistent. If something isn't right, it doesn't look right, it doesn't sound right, or what they're telling us is not fitting, then we have to keep on pushing, keep on pressing until we can get that proper diagnosis, because
That's right.
a lot
You're
of
right.
times we are misdiagnosed,
Yeah.
and then a lot of times we are misdiagnosed and just pushed to the side,
Yeah.
um it's not important. And lupus is
Yeah.
it's a dangerous disease.
It is.
It because you said you had two strokes,
Right.
right, back to back.
Back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it can cause all of that. I know I have other friends that suffer from lupus, and they have nerve damage, and
Yeah.
some, and I know they said in men it causes a more kidney failure and things of that nature. Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson.
Okay, we've got some questions in the chat.
Okay.
Rhonda Gale wants you to talk a little bit about the difference between systemic lupus and the other, if you will. And then we have another question. What do you wish that more people knew about lupus? So we'll go ahead and let's tackle the second question. What do you wish that more people knew about lupus? And then you can go in and talk about the difference between systemic lupus and the others.
Okay. Something I wish. Ooh. I guess it's just that, if you see me out and I'm just out running errands, you know, I may be going through a flare up. I may not feel good, but it's more or less, I think it's mental. I still continue to push myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, oftentimes, people they don't feel good and they're sick,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
they have to continue to push themselves, and make it from day to day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Every day is not a good day.
right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
some of the time, my back may be giving me some problems, my joints, but it's like I don't feel good, but you don't know
Mm-hmm.
that because I'm not expressing it to you.
Right. And I understand what you're saying. Offer people some grace,
Yeah,
because
right,
you never know what they're going through at
right,
any given
right,
time.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so tell us the difference between systemic, and you have systemic lupus, right?
correct.
Okay,
Correct. Yes,
okay,
that is
okay,
that is correct. And one of the organ that my doctors watch out for the most throughout my life has been my kidney. It's definitely
okay,
my kidney. Yeah,
okay.
that's the organ that definitely sticks out. There's also discoid lupus and neonatal
Mm-hmm,
lupus as well too.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
and tell Rhonda don't be putting me on the spot for these different types of lupus. And
That's about Jonina. Mr. Jackson talk about me in my paper, but wait a minute, wait a minute. I got you, baby. Over here, over here.
Okay,
Okay.
Julia,
Yeah.
while you're finding that, I want people to know, looking at Jonina, you would not be able to know and understand that she
you would
is a
not.
lupus warrior.
You would
And
not.
so sometimes people have a misconception and they misconstrue just because she's a cutie pie and she's pushing through and she looks good doesn't mean that she does not have lupus.
Right.
And I
Mhm.
have another friend who lives in the area who suffers with lupus, and she talks about the constant joint pains, the constant joint pains, and how she has to just really stay inside and she's in
Mhm.
pain so much. But
Mhm.
looking at her, you would never know it because
Mhm.
Never
they
know it.
wear they don't wear that on their face
Yeah.
or in their
Mm-hmm.
persona.
And
So I
that's
commend
why they
you.
call them lupus warriors,
Yeah.
because it is a battle, but so many of them fight it so valiantly. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, let me help you out, Jonine, and we gonna tell Rhonda she ain't gonna be putting us on the spot no more.
I
Yeah.
know. I know, right?
But there's systemic lupus, and that says it accounts for approximately 70% of all cases,
Mm-hmm.
and it affects major organs and tissue in the body, such as
Mm-hmm.
the heart, lungs, kidney, and brain.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the continuous
Mm-hmm.
lupus, and it
Mm-hmm.
affects only the skin, and it
Yeah.
accounts for like 10% of the lupus. And then they said there's a drug-induced
Yeah.
lupus,
It is.
which accounts for
Mm-hmm.
10% of lupus, and it can be caused by medication.
Mm-hmm.
And but they said that the symptoms of this lupus will subside once the person usually subsides once the person stops taking whatever drug caused the lupus. And then there's the neonatal lupus,
Mm-hmm.
and it says it's rare, in which the mother's antibodies affect the fetus, and the baby may have a skin rash or liver problems or low blood cell counts, but these symptoms typically disappear after 6 months with no lasting effects. But the systematic which you have is the most is the one that affects the major organs,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the one that is most prevalent. seventy
Right.
percent of lupus patients have that. But so if you think you may be dealing with lupus, let me give you some symptoms. Is fatigue, fever, joint pain, stiffness, and swelling. And they said a lot of lupus patients have a butterfly rash,
Yep.
and that's why I guess the butterfly is one of the lupus symbols.
Yeah.
So I put on my purple butterfly, Jonina. Um, but they have a butterfly shaped rash on their face that covers
Yep.
the cheeks and the bridge of the nose.
Yep.
And then there are skin lesions. You said you had those, and that's
Yeah.
what the biopsy
Mm-hmm.
showed
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that those worsen with sun exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, Fingertips and toes turn blue or white when exposed to cold or during stressful
Mm-hmm.
periods, shortness of breath,
Mm-hmm.
chest pain, dry eyes,
Mm-hmm.
headaches, confusion, and memory loss.
Yeah.
And it says lupus occurs in mostly between the ages of 15 and 44 childbearing years. And they said that they think that some of it is caused by, that because of the estrogen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did they tell you what could have caused lupus? Did the doctors do they say what caused it, or it's just
That's a Rhonda question. Because I'll be honest with you. I don't remember. I honestly
okay?
don't.
You
I
don't
don't.
remember? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and I know they say they don't know think it's hereditary, but
Yeah.
a lot of people who, if a sibling has lupus, they are more likely to have it, but they don't think it's hereditary. I don't understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I'll share this with you. I actually got it from my dad's side of the family.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it
Mm-hmm.
runs in your
Yeah.
dad's side of the family.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All righty then. Um, and like you said, it is 2 to 3 times more prevalent among African American and
Mhm.
Hispanic and Asian Americans and Native Americans, women of color,
Right.
than it is for white women. Is there anything else, Jonina, that you would like us to know about lupus? Any myths that you would like to dispel about lupus?
Um. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Not that I can think of it this time. Juju, but I'm sure I'll think of something after this.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. Look, I'm
that,
so tired.
that's
Woo!
okay because I know you said you had to run to Atlanta
Atlanta.
unexpectedly,
Yeah,
and
the
I
drunk
appreciate you
go.
so much
Yeah.
coming back and getting on because I know that's not an easy journey
So
over to
we got a
Atlanta,
question
and I appreciate it. Okay, what's the question?
uh, from Shamaric Paradise. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think a herbal detox with a plant-based lifestyle could help with healing or minimize any outbreaks, Jonina?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The
Okay.
thing is I have to discipline myself.
Okay. Okay.
That's the only thing about it. But yes, yes,
Okay, so that
Okay.
helps
absolutely,
you
Shamir.
detox. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
and Shamir, she's my blind sister.
Oh, okay, okay. Hi, Shamia. Hi. Thank you for joining us.
We have
So it helps
another
with the
statement.
inflammation. The detox help with inflammation, Jonina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Go ahead, Jerry. You
Okay.
had another question?
Uh,
Okay.
Darlene Dahl has said that lupus symptoms and rheumatoid arthritis symptoms are similar. I have some of the same symptoms, and I know Darlene is my very, very, very dear childhood friend, and she does suffer with rheumatoid arthritis. And I was looking at these symptoms, and a lot of those same symptoms that are
Mm-hmm.
lupus related, I've
Mm-hmm.
heard Darlene talk about that with rheumatoid arthritis. So now I certainly can see why the medical professionals can get it confused or twisted, because I am just sitting over here flabbergasted in knowing that there are so many different forms of lupus and
Mm-hmm.
all the many different symptoms, because you know some of these symptoms, when I was going through congestive heart failure, the shortness of breath
Yep.
and the headaches and the confusion
Mm-hmm.
and the memory loss, see,
Yeah.
all
Mm-hmm.
of that is so. Some of them, all of these different illnesses have some of the same symptoms. So now it helps me to understand why the
Oh,
misdiagnosis that Jonina
yeah.
occurred. But back to
Mm-hmm.
being advocates and someone advocating for you,
Mm-hmm.
we if we don't advocate for ourselves and we don't have someone to advocate for us, we don't know where you would have been, Jonina. But I thank God for Decimate. I thank
Mm-hmm.
God for Decimate Kindred. Um,
That's right.
you
That's
know,
a.
Decimate caused me to get a lot of whippings, but I love that woman. Oh my God, I love
I
her,
heard
and
it was
she
my
would
brother. I
always,
heard it was my brother Mike that caused you to get a lot of whoopings.
yeah, you're right. And then she would always tell me, "That's my boy." But yeah, she was Johnny Mae, Jerry down here cussing. Johnny Mae, but I, I'm just to see you in such great spirits and
Yes.
so beautiful,
Thank
and
you.
uh, being such a warrior and persevering
Mm-hmm.
through this,
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing but respect for you because um, I don't know. All I can say is I don't know how I would be
Mm-hmm.
handling something as this serious because it's very serious.
Yeah,
It
You
is.
know,
it
And
is.
Jonina has been a warrior since, like she said, since she was 18 years old.
Mhm.
And that is a long time. And praise
What you-
God, it's been a long time. But
don't tell my age.
I ain't gonna
Don't tell my age.
but honey, But
But
Jonina,
that
is,
it has been a long time, and then she has
Yeah.
fought, like you said, valiantly,
Yeah.
and especially when she started out. And I know we were all so afraid,
Yeah.
when she had those strokes, and we were all
Mhm.
praying
Mhm.
so hard
Yeah.
for her. And
Yeah.
but God has really blessed her.
amen.
Yes, it
She,
is.
you would
Amen.
not look at Jonina and think that she has had a stroke.
You're right.
Same way, like I said with Althea, that's why we run again now.
Right.
Talk about that sometimes they forget, and we had to kind of remind them you can't do all of this.
Right.
Okay,
Right. Right.
but it is it's such a blessing, but we want other people to know, and that is why lupus is called the great imitator,
Mhm.
because the symptoms do mimic so many other diseases, and a lot of
Right.
times people are misdiagnosed. And Jonina, in my research, it was saying that the average person takes 6 years to be diagnosed. You were
Hmm.
blessed in that. I mean, I know it took a while,
Yeah.
but you know, the average person, it says, takes 6 years, and
Mhm.
that is a long
That
time to go
is a very long time. Yeah.
without the proper diagnosis and without the
Right.
proper treatment.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. That's so very true because of course, you have to take your medicines, as
right,
well that assist and help you get through the lupus.
right,
Okay,
right, right.
we've got another question
Okay.
from Dr. V. He says, Jonina, is there any advice you would give to someone who has been recently diagnosed with lupus?
I would say take it easy.
Mhm.
Take it easy, do not get stressed. I am learning not to get so upset uh, about situations. So it's a situation where, like, if I can't do anything about it, I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm at the point where I let go and let God,
Okay.
and I'm in a much better place right now.
Mhm.
I would
Okay.
definitely tell them to listen to the doctors. Again, take your medication when you're supposed to. Adhere to your diet, exercise as well. Diet and
Mhm.
exercise.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Heard you,
So
heard
exercise is
you.
good for you.
Yes, exercise is very good, and again, it's a stress reliever.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Mr.
I
J.
heard you. I heard you mention Emory University
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hospital was where you went for treatment. Tell me about your experience at Emory.
So, like, oh gosh, let me go back. So, when I had the stroke, I just fell out. I know I scared my sister. I know I scared my mom. They called 911. The ambulance came. I was at EAMC and my mom requested that I be transferred to Emory because, like Julia
Mhm.
was saying, y'all don't know what's going on with my baby. I want to get to professional, somebody who knows and somebody knows what they're doing. But again, Jerry, my experience with um, Emory has been wonderful. My doctor, actually, Dr. Jonathan Waltuck, he's actually retiring. So,
Oh.
yeah, he's retiring. So, yeah, it's been a journey for both of us. So that's another reason why I'm at Brookwood in Birmingham
Okay.
because
Okay.
actually my current doctor right now, Dr. Walter, actually taught.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And so Dr. Walter is in Emory.
Yes, he's at
Okay.
Emory,
Okay.
but he,
He's retired.
he's probably retired right now. Yep.
Okay. Okay. And so he recommended you someone
Right.
else. Okay. In
Right.
Birmingham.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We've
Well,
got
that
one
is
more.
awesome. Okay. Go ahead.
Rhonda Gay says newly diagnosed people should have an advocate at each doctor's visit and learn as much as possible. Learn and listen to your body.
Mm,
Right.
I totally
Yes.
agree.
mhm,
I
mhm,
cannot tell you
Hmm.
I don't know where I would be today if it were not for my sister and my mother
Mhm.
advocating for
Mhm.
me when I was in Emory for those 2.5 months.
Mhm.
Going through what I went through, I couldn't tell the doctors anything. But
Mm-hmm.
what they were doing, they were being a decimate. They
Mm-hmm.
were on the doctors, saying, wait a minute now, what is they were really being advocates. And then I had
Mhm.
a circle that was right there. So, Rhonda Gay, you're absolutely correct. And it's fearful when we have hospital visits and no one comes to see the patient. And it doesn't force the medical professionals sometimes to do what they need to be doing and what they're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
Because talking to the patient is not going to be able to talk to their loved ones and remember everything that they tell us. So you got to
Mm-hmm.
have an advocate. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for Decimate Kindred and
Yeah.
what
You have to
what
have
he
that
did.
support system. You have to have those people that are in the fight for you and with you and
Yes.
willing to fight for you when you can't fight for yourself. And
Absolutely.
so that is important at all times and in all medical situations,
Mhm.
but so much
Mhm.
so when you are dealing with something like this. You were a young girl, and of course you've
Mhm.
had strokes, and it is so important um, that you had access to this medical treatment and
Mhm.
you had the ability to go to Emory. That's
Mhm.
why healthcare is so important. If you
Yes.
don't have that insurance, you don't have that healthcare, they're not going to
Mhm.
see you over here and
Nope.
they're not going to take you over here
Mhm.
because you can't afford it. So, when people want to deny universal health care, if we all have a right to anything, all of us ought to have a right to good medical care.
Right. Yeah.
And so that is something that we need to remember. All
Yeah.
these things too, we need to remember when we start
Yeah.
voting in November.
Yeah. Yeah.
I throw that in there too.
Okay.
When we
Okay.
start voting, remember this health care and access to that for everybody, especially a disease like lupus that
Mhm.
affects so many women of color, and so many of us don't have access to
Right.
health care. And,
Right.
and so if you don't have that access to the health care, then you don't get that
Right.
treatment. And
Right.
you and this disease comes in and it destroys your organ, it destroys your kidneys, it destroys your heart and your lungs. And so thank you so much, Jonina. I just
Yeah.
love you. Jonina's
Thank
my
you. I
sweet
love
baby.
you
I
too.
love her. She's
Love
just
you
a
too.
sweetheart.
Love you
She
And
too.
I
really
and
is.
I appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you.
And Juju's always across the street if you want to
Yeah.
de-stress. If
Thank
anything
you.
is stressful and you need to de-stress, you can
Yes.
come over here and just ring that bell, and you can bring that pretty little baby with you. And anytime
I,
you want to
I
ring my
sure
bell, you let her
will.
ring
I
it.
sure will. I sure
You
will.
let her ring my doorbell here.
I will. Look, I told her she was trying to get over there last Sunday.
Exactly. And you should have came in because the people on here would love to see that pretty little face. She is just so
Mhm.
gorgeous and she's so cute
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
But thank you, Jonina, so
You're
much,
welcome. You're
and
welcome. Thank you guys.
and
And I'm
thank
sorry, I
you
want to say
for.
thank you to my family as well too for their support.
Yeah, thank you, Rhonda, so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Like I said, we all family right here.
That's right.
We're all
That's
family
right.
right
Like
here.
Jerry said. Yep.
We're all family. So thank you, and thank you for sharing your stories, sharing your journey with us, and we pray that it will be a blessing to somebody
Yes.
who's out there struggling or maybe trying to get a diagnosis.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Love
Thank
you.
you, Davina.
All right.
Love
Love
you.
you. All
We
right. Bye bye.
appreciate you so
Bye.
much.
You're okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Bye bye. Um. Okay, Mr. Jackson, let us get ready to take it on home. We do
Absolutely.
have information for, you posted the information for anyone who's out there struggling with lupus and some of the resources?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson has posted the resources that are available, and these are just a few of those resources, and he has posted it in the chat. So you want to do our announcement so we can get on out of here, Mr. Jackson?
Freaking I'm ready to
Okay,
get. I'm ready to get them done for you. So,
okay.
um, as you can see, we're going to be very busy this month um, with Let's Talk. Um, Next Sunday, we're going to be talking about religion in America. And of course, the third Sunday, June 16th, that is Father's Day. And in honor of all our wonderful fathers, uncles, um, men that are fathers, whatever your role is as a father, we will not have a show. We will be celebrating you on the 16th. On the 23rd, we will be talking about the state of democracy in the United States of America. And the fifth Sunday, June 30th, we will be doing disinformation, the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media. So that is really, really important. And of course, we certainly want you to continue to subscribe to Divinely Guided Podcast on YouTube channel. You're going to be able to catch all the new episodes each Monday featuring that dynamic duo, the mother-daughter team of Duchess Thomas and Adriel Vincent. So you're going to be able to see them every Monday. And I have tuned in, and I'm telling you, some of the stuff is so intelligent. I said, Lord, Joyce and Jenya are in the boardroom again. So, but that's okay. All right. So, please don't forget to subscribe to Juju's Dollhouse on YouTube channel. You'll be able to keep up with everything that's going on with By Juju for you, and you'll also be able to catch any editions of Let's Talk that you may have. And I've listed the link. Also, it doesn't do us any good to continue to come on here every week and you not like and share and subscribe to the videos. You've got to like and share. Send it out to your friends. We want to be global eventually because we've got some very, very good information that we want to share and that we are sharing. So it is very important that you do that and support us here locally. You know, we should be supporting everybody locally because Juju, Duchess, Jane Althea, and Jerry Lynn, we are always going to be supporting our people. We support us. So we're not even asking you to pay anything. We just need you to like and share. Okay. And then finally, thank you, by Juju for you for being a proud sponsor of Huddle, Hold Up the Light. We really do appreciate you. Let me circle back. Of course, I talked about it early on, but I want to make sure that you understand that we are still accepting vendors, entertainers, food trucks, whatever you want to do at our Juneteenth celebration on Saturday, June 15th at the wonderful historic campus of St. Luke AME Church at 1308 Opelika, Auburn Avenue, Auburn Street in Opelika. There is still time for you to register. Applications, the deadline is next Saturday, I believe, June 8th. So please come on out and support us. I've listed in the chat that you can see all the vendors and the entertainment and the food that we have available. So, in the area for the children, the kids. So, there's going to be something for everybody. My favorite is the soda, the strawberry soda, Ogie Thanks. I'm really excited about that. And I'm also excited and very thankful for the entertainment. Come out and be very supportive of us. And we're still looking for sponsors. Um, for those of you that have received a letter from me asking for your sponsorship, I need for that to be in my mailbox by next Friday, okay? Not a rush, but I want to be able to talk about and tell people that you're supporting us. And you do understand that all of the monies that we receive is going to restore that wonderful edifice of the St. Luke AME Church in Opelika. And we thank you so much. And now I'm turning it back over to you, my beautiful queen friend, Juju.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson, so much. Once again, I want to thank Jonina for sharing with us, and thank you for everyone for joining us tonight. Um, just Mr. Jackson was talking about the sponsors for Juneteenth. We want to thank Ronnie Ware, Gentry and Ware Motors for being our platinum sponsor. We want to thank Miss Annie Jones, Paradise Tiny Village, for being a gold sponsor. And we have additional sponsors, Badcock Furniture in LaGrange, Julia Thomas by Juju for You, Joyce Thomas, Joyce's Jewelry, Progeny MT, and then Benet Winstry. So thank you to all of our sponsors. And like Mr. Jackson said, please like and share this video. And then also, please share the word about the Juneteenth celebration. And we hope to see you there. I thank everyone. I pray that you guys have a good night. I am Juju. I am that mountain moving giant slayer. And until next time, I wish you all much love and many blessings. Good night.